Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 20 Semifinals. Today, we're taking a look at the Knights who say GG, the heroine team, taking on Gideon's, Goofin, Gronin, Goonin, Giglin, Gay, Gamer, Goblins, and there's another one in there, but I can't see it behind my chat client window thing. It's another G. It's G9, the Brionne team. With me, with me here today is Tiki.
Howdy, howdy.
You remembered to show up this week, and so did Blue Jays. This is a really incredible game. Matty Boy will be here later. Let's get this started. Matty Boy is herding goats right now, as I understand it. And if you're wondering what Dusty knows, because you can see Dusty says, "Oh, I know this one." It's the one about the man from Nantucket.
Radiant team back.
So this should be an interesting one, because on one hand you got the top dogs, on the other hand you got the team that's really like full of steam coming into semis here, right? Team that who is DMing me?
10 seconds
Miss Runa.
remaining. 5 seconds
You know,
remaining.
Runa's from Lincolnshire,
Radiant
if that
team back.
means anything to you. Everyone in chat say goodnight, Miss Runa. Anyway.
10
So, Knights who
seconds
say GG
remaining.
are coming in this series full of steam. I mean, they're the 5th place team.
5
They
seconds
had a
remaining.
major upset in quarterfinals in a way. Not from like winning the game. It wasn't like that was like a crazy experience. It wasn't like that was unthinkable. It was that it was a 2-0 and it wasn't really all that competitive. That was the really shocking thing. You know, and that comes off of the intergroup stage where they ended it by going 1-1 against this
10
team.
seconds remaining.
So, interesting to see if they can carry that momentum in. And then meanwhile, on the other
5
side of the coin,
seconds
Brionne is the
remaining.
top dog, and they looked awesome in quarterfinals. So let's see how this goes. Mostly standard bans. Interesting spread. Two bans targeted at Lou. I don't know if banning out the axe is like the smart strategy against this lineup, because we've now seen, I think for the first few weeks, Lou told himself in his mind, you know, I cannot play anything other than this axe and this LC. If I do, I'm sunk, right? We've seen some of those B line heroes from Lou in the last couple of weeks, like the Earthshaker last week, for example, looked awesome.
Radiant team
So I don't know if
back.
it's necessarily the person to ban. They're going to start out the Muerta here. Counter that with a Centaur Warrunner.
Interesting.
I understand the idea behind picking the Centaur into Muerta, but I don't think it works out
10
as well as it
seconds
does in your
remaining.
head. Because,
5 seconds remaining.
you know, Muerta
Radiant team back.
converts a lot of that physical damage into other types of damage, right? You know, it's not your traditional pause one just right-clicking your ass to smithereens. And I think on Centaur, you know, the thing you want is physical glass cannons,
Dire team back.
like all-in physical glass cannons. You want a big Centaur into like that, you know, for example, the most, you know, the most direct example would be like Sniper. You want to pick that Huskar into like the Sniper, right? I mean, you got the Shrapnel Launch Sniper, but later on in the game, that's obviously, even for a
10
lot of the game,
seconds
it's
remaining.
obviously not going to be the majority of Sniper's damage, right? It's going to
5
come from the right
seconds
clicks.
remain. Dire team pick.
I don't think it's terrible. You still have a very big HP bar, and the ult is still something where it's going to give you obvious utility, even if the game goes badly. But I
Yeah,
don't
you're
think
just
it's
gonna get
quite as
harassed a lot in lane,
Yeah.
basically, from my opinion.
10 seconds remaining.
You're gonna get harassed a lot in lane. You're gonna have to take fights very carefully, because Muerta is
5
one of the pause
seconds
ones,
remaining.
one of the few, I would say, that it's a little tough for you to actually stand up to them. Especially later on in the game. Well, actually, no, I think like in the middle of the game is gonna be the hardest part for you, the like 30-minute range. Because Muerta is gonna have enough items to be doing crazy damage, and you're not gonna be like at 4 million HP balloon yet, so.
Radiant team pick.
Speaking of
Type of
big HP
insight.
balloons.
Type of Insight's gonna have massive stocks in this game, just based
Oh,
off
yeah.
the record alone.
Oh yeah,
Hello?
I mean, oh hello, Maddie. Yeah,
I'm here.
already, the Pipe of Insight is like
10
not an
seconds
option
remaining.
for. I guess not optional
Radiant
is the right
team
way to
pick.
say it for the Knights who say GG. Grimstroke is interesting. We've seen this Grimstroke pick up recently.
Dire team pick.
Oh, Dusty says Matty Boy Heart in chat. Okay, there we go. Grimstroke lives, that's
Dusty!
fine. Calm down, Maddie.
Dire team pick.
That's it!
Silencer is not a bad response to that. And it's because Centaur Warrunner is a hero who's going to be able to be mostly able to, like, sustain in lane, you don't really worry that much about what you lose picking this hero. You can lane the Silencer or the
10
Centaur
seconds
and be
remaining.
just fine for your troubles, I think. Especially on Whimsical Dragon, who's a very, very solid support player. It's a good reaction, but it is going to be... You're already very, very, reliant on these global silences. Feels like, that's pretty common with Silencer, for whatever reason. Well, I guess for a pretty good reason. You pick it when you're in a desperate situation. And today's desperate situation is, we picked two guys who are mostly tanky to physical damage, and then they went all in on, like, magic. So, the Silencer here, going to be very, very based around his ult. Obviously. Team fights are going to be very based around that ult. Good or bad ult execution is probably going to be the deciding factor in a lot of these fights, because the good news is, it's not like the Radiant has that much they can do to that, unless they get 2 Lotus Orbs out on both the Grim and the Lich or something. You don't want to really, like, Yules off the global silence. You're still losing, like, 3 seconds for that, so...
Yeah, so far, I have to favor the Dyer's lineup so far, even with the Jagiro.
I favor
It
it,
just
but
seems
it's...
a lot easier to execute.
It's a
Yeah.
it's a hesitant favor, because it's like it's going to be very, very dependent on that execution, and we've definitely seen in the last couple of weeks some of these
10
silencer
seconds
picks that are
remaining.
supposed to decide the whole game go bad, right? We've definitely seen
5 seconds remaining.
these picks, like even though they won with it, the Kyrix team last week ran this on Renee, or this league rather, I guess, ran it on Renee, and like those global silences were whack. Didn't help the fights at all, and they won, but it was like it was not really about that. Let's just say it like that. They did not win by the strength of their ults.
I still think the global silence is going to be easier to press one button than the Grimstroke and Lich coordinating to get the double Chain Frost going.
Radiant
both
team
ults.
back.
I would
It just
say
seems not likely.
I would
in my
say that would be
opinion.
normal. Well, I mean, it's happened plenty of times. Season 12 finals were decided by Grimstroke Lich in a lot of ways, I think, but it's been done here before, pretty good amount of times, and moreover, this is the friend stack you're talking about. That's why G9 has been balling in this season, because this is the friend stack. Like, Brionne and Maniac have played about 3.5 billion games together with each other, I think. So if anyone's going to be able to pull that off pretty well, it's going to be them.
Dire team back.
Whereas Silencer does nominally have to hit one button, but the one button has to come out at really nice timing. You hit that one button too early, you've done nothing. You hit that button too late, you probably didn't even get to hit it. And we've definitely seen, like I said, more whiffs than hits with the big global silence-based
10
teams.
seconds remaining.
That said, today could be the
Radiant
game
team
that
back.
changes. You could see that change a big way on the part of Whimsical Dragon, assuming that's Whimsical Dragon playing it. Could be Watkins, I guess, but whoever's playing it. Today could be the day you turn it around. Just because it hasn't really worked out this season thus
10
far doesn't
seconds
mean
remaining.
that, I mean, let's just be frank, it's an execution thing, right? It's not like the
5
hero itself
seconds
sucks, it's not like the ult itself is bad. It's like having
Radiant
flop
team
execution.
pick.
And if we can get a good execution on it today, then maybe that changes a little bit. Like the greatest hits bans on G9, just they banned the Ricky, the Puck, the
10
OD. It's
seconds
like they
remaining.
literally just looked at the statistical most successful heroes on the Knights who say
5
GG and just
seconds
banned all those
remaining.
guys in order. I'd say GG started out with mostly comfort, but they did move to a little bit more of a strategic banning process towards the end. In particular, I like the bans out on the Viper Necro. Those are two smart bans, I think. Those would have been awful here for them. I think the Wraith King on G9 is a good pickup. A lot of the action thus far on the Knights Who Say GG is like one and done stuff, right? Run in, do your bit, then get out. And Wraith King is going to survive that by default. Downside is we don't know what the Pause 1 is going to be yet. That's definitely going to be Lu on the Wraith King, unless Pocket is playing it, I guess. You know, mid. But we don't know what the Pause 1 is yet. And I think Wraith King is a weaker laner than a lot of people in LD2 like to give him credit for. We've definitely seen that go wrong before. So if you have like a strong, especially a more lane bullying type Pause 1, it could get a little rough looking for old Rat King. We're waiting out for the last second here. Pick up the Quap. Again, a good pick. It feels, again, a good pick. It is something else that's going to be vulnerable to the global silence, but the upside is that the global silence doesn't really work out right. Then you basically, like, if the global silence doesn't come out right, these two cores they have selected so far are just mulch. Again, you know, two guys who are just all about surviving physical damage predominantly against a team that really just doesn't do that at all. A lot of magic, a lot of pure. I guess Wraith King's gonna do some physical damage, that's like it. So again, the pipe is going to be non-optional for the Knights Who Say GG. They are going to need one, they're going to need one soon. Those BKBs are not going to cut it, and they're both going to need BKB, which is sad for Centaur. You don't really want to drop a slot on BKB as that guy unless you have to. This is one of those have-to times. It's not even going to be 100% reliable because of the Quap ult. But you're absolutely gonna have to build that pipe again. Gonna have to build that BKB, gonna have to pick that Void Spirit, which means this is secretly DKP1, which is interesting.
Not the biggest fan of that this patch.
No, me
Doesn't
neither.
feel that strong.
They won with this thing before, but I will say I did feel like that win did not have that much to do with the DKP1, to be blunt.
Yeah, the timing of the Dragon form being down just feels like it's too slow, like there's too much downtime.
The good news is that it should own this offlane, and there's a non-zero chance that like it just kind of snowballs into oblivion. It's going to be Dragon Knight Jakiro, and if you're not going to beat Wraith King... Interesting they're doing Wraith King Lich rather than Wraith King Grimstroke, which is good because when I was coaching a team back in Season 13, my Pause 5 kept overruling what I was asking him to do and kept running this... For both himself and our Pause 1, actually, kept pressuring our P1 and picking Wraith King, and we ran this Wraith King Grimstroke like 6 times, and every time it was just like terrible, and every time I just gnashed my teeth and I hated every moment of it. So they're not running that. It is interesting to see Lich as the P4 though. Grimstroke as the P5. I think they were specifically trying to set up better lanes doing that, because you know.
My biggest pet, running a P5 as P4.
Well, today you're going to be peeved.
Yes.
Because they're running a P5 as a P4, they're running a P4 as a P5. We're living in a wacky land. I think the lanes are better for it, though. You've got the nice, safe, double-ranged lane and bot. You've got Lich, I think, is a better complement for a melee core, so he's going to go better with the Wraith King. And most importantly of all, we're not looking at Wraith King Grimstroke this game, which is always an upside. Got smokes on both teams. It feels like this play is becoming like, this play is becoming to Season 20 what both teams staring at the Roche Pit was to Season 12, which is to say, every game starts out with both teams smoking to their own rune and not finding the other guy there. Oh, Brionne's gonna actually break the streak. Cross the stream. Smoke's gonna break. Void Spirit's gonna see the Grimstroke down here. Immediately just turns their walking away. Silencer hits the Q on 2 of these guys, but boy, the penalty for doing
Silencer
that was
looks
intense.
dead.
He's dead, yeah.
Oh, is he?
Grimstroke?
Grimstroke's gonna actually die first.
Oh.
Lemonhead
He did his job. He did his job.
Pocket's gonna get breathed on twice. Pocket
Oh,
is gonna
Pocket.
die. Pocket's gonna die. I don't know
Tip
if
the
the stop was
silencer.
necessary.
That's
Double
play of the
kill.
game.
Yeah, that was
That's
awesome.
wild.
That's was that Whimsical Dragon by any chance who was on that guy? Yes, it is. I didn't even need to look. Another great Whimsical Dragon play. It sucks for him. This is such a stiff competition season for Pause 4. It does feel like it's a great season for that role. Every Pause 4 looks awesome. I guess because Pause 3 is like the jabroni role. You got to put that influence somewhere else. But nice play by Whimsical Dragon. I definitely think that enabled that set of 3 kills. So 1 for 3. The Radiant didn't even get first blood. Great start for Heroine. Time for the roll call. For G9, pause 1, you've got Lemongrab on the Muerta. Pause 2, you've got Pocket on the Queen of Pain. Pause 3, you've got Lou, formerly known as Big Titty Gardevoir GF. Currently known as Wraith King. And you never know when the last time I'm going to get to make this stupid joke is, but, you know, Lou here actually got...
Big Titty Gardevoir GF.
Yep,
What a
actually
name.
got a breath reduction, a gender change, and what was the third thing? I just lost my train of thought watching that little bit of combat here, watching Maniac die. Got a breath reduction, got a gender change,
confirmation.
and got a species change, all just to be in this season. It was crazy. Pause for Maniac, who is now at the grave. Whimsical Dragon took another spill here. Let's see that play out. And pause 5, who's about to get this kill here. Brionne. Ooh. Well, actually, not about to get that kill there. The Muerta's going to get that kill. Pause 5, Brionne on the Grimstroke. On the other side of the coin, for the Knights who say GG, pause 1, you've got on the Dragon Knight. Pause 2, you've got Blue Jay on the Void Spirit. Pause 3, you've got Heroine. Captain the team on the Centaur War Runner. Pause 4, currently TPing in, is Whimsical Dragon on the Silencer. He's got a weird-ass silencer set. Really not the biggest fan of it. Sorry, Whimsical Dragon. Pause 5, you've got Wafortkins on the Jakiro.
God. There's a Wafortkins.
Yeah, Wafortkins.
Gives me war flashbacks to Draforgan.
True, yeah. Many such cases of 4. Thus far, last hits are universally favoring the Dire, while Wraith King's actually keeping up with his counterpart. But aside from that, the Muerta is down, the Quap is down. Brionne getting hit here, but the Muerta is going to break all this nonsense stuff. The Grimstroke has this weird trait that is tough to predict if you're playing with it or against it, so that'll be fun to watch. It's kind of sad for Wraith King, because even though they did get the better lane setup here with the Lich, it is still, I think, going to favor the DK Jakiro here. Like, they should win this lane pretty reliably in my mind, and if they don't, skill issue.
Looks like a dead Jakiro.
Getting hammered, getting body blocked by the DK. I don't think that mattered, he was going to die anyway, but they do get the kill on him here. Fortkins getting a little aggressive beyond what that elsewhere is going to do.
Yeah, it's a little strange to see the aggressiveness when there is a big double wave pushing in.
Yeah.
That the P1 wants to go get.
Yeah, kind of bad timing on that in a lot of ways. Both the big double wave pushing in and the Jack was already kind of low anyway, so just kind of looking for the opportunity there. Not worrying enough, perhaps, about the game state. We're seeing that again.
Hero's out of position again.
Whimsical Dragon going down.
Oh, Whimsical Dragon again.
Kind of rough. Whimsical Dragon played the very start of this game right, but again, speaking of the supports being kind of out of position, oh, you're trying to snipe the Wraith King of the tower there, that's sad. Supports being out of position, What do you think, Whimsical Dragon? Oh no, Wraith King got broken. Not like it matters here. He's dead. Double kill, actually. Got a little too excited going for the Jakiro there.
This DK is owning.
Yeah, he's top of the last hits, and he just got 2 more kills to put him at 4. So Les having an awesome start to this game. Whimsical Dragon had a very good start, but I think he's overestimating his hero a little bit. This is a weak lane hero. That's kind of the curse of the Silencer. Like, on one hand, Silencer is a great utility hero. We don't get to see the rest of that recap. He's a great utility hero, and he has a very high impact on the game state as a whole. He has a very big impact on that mid game, especially before everybody can just kind of get some way to deal with the global silence. He is pain to play against. Downside is that he's probably the weakest of the supports in lane that you might viably see picked, I would say. So you definitely have to be conscious about that fact, or you're just going to throw some lives down the drain here. Good news is at least Centaur's last hitting, so they're getting kills on the Centaur's last hitting. We're to not as much, down 9. So they're getting kills, but they're not balling. It is making some space, some room, so it's not all a wash. Speaking of all awash, this mid lane here, between the quad between the Void Spirit.
Both have really low last hit counts at 6 minutes in. Kind of surprising.
What do you mean Lou died again? Just
Lou
got
died again.
right-clicked. Yeah, just got right-clicked by everybody. Just stuck around the wave too long and just died. I mean, there's no two ways about that. And that's kind of what I was talking about earlier with this lane. Even though they have the stronger lane on the Wraith King Lich, and they even got a kill to start things off, it is still the weaker lane. The DK in particular is going to be a big power swing, because the Jakiro versus the Lich, the Jakiro's not going to be really outpacing the Lich, but vice versa also true. The Lich is not going to be a decisive victory one way or the other on the support line, but between early game DK and early game Wraith King, well, let's just say it like this. This guy used to be play pause 3. This guy is a pause 1 playing pause 3. Who do you think is the better laner between the two?
Yeah.
I missed
Oh, he's back.
all of what you said.
All that,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome. The answer
Did you
is
disable
DK.
Windows updates?
Yes, I did. So something else is causing it this time, which is awesome.
Good. Yeah, I miss my DK offlane.
I'm
RIP,
sure-
Sweet Prince.
I'm sure it'll be back one day.
Hmm.
Up pretty low. Is going to just pop out with a blink there, but she's kind of running out of resources here. Blue Jay is going to pop haste and then pop smoke. He's looking for top lane. I don't think I agree with
Pop
this.
smoke?
Yeah, top lane is
Yeah.
pushing in under tower, it's risky.
Well, no, it's not actually. It's just that everybody at top is just sitting out under
Radiant
tower.
are scanning.
Radiant successfully scan out that the Void Spirit is here. I'm not really sure how they knew, to be honest with you, because when he ran away and popped smoke, it wasn't under vision or anything. I guess
I think it was more, he just wasn't there.
Yeah, he just went missing
So-
and they got scared, but they got scared really early. It was bad for the Void Spirit, but I would say arguably worse for the Wraith King and the Lich, who were already losing the lane and then just got 45 seconds where they just had to cower under the tower and let DK free farm. Still, that said,
This Centaur is fucking huge.
I wish he had went bot. This is a much bigger target to kill right now, I think.
Radiant's middle tower
Target
is
that's
under
doing
attack.
better in the lane. It's a target that's higher value if you do get the kill on her. Target who was not sitting under tower when you walked away and hit the smoke. Pocket. Oof. Good
Oof.
catch.
That makes up for it.
Blue Jay still has that Razzle Dazzle clan tag from last
Radiant's
season.
middle tower is under attack.
Everyone has no clan tag at all.
Same with Whimsical.
Woof. Edit that those pro profiles, fellas. Come on now. Blue Jay going for another smoke play here. DK and Jakiro are just gonna run over poor Maniac. We have a whole bunch of guys who are suddenly popping in.
DD on the quap.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Watkins is
Jack-
not gonna die? Oh yeah, okay.
There we go.
Yeah. just ate the entire Quapple. I don't know why. That was like it was a surprise to him there.
Oh, look at
Oh,
this!
like quarter second too late. Gotta watch it all the way back.
Like he definitely. I think Watkins is okay if he just
Wait.
walks away
What?
there, but he like
Wait.
turns and fights.
What?
Don't worry about it.
not-
He turns and fights. He actually tries to contest that, and I think that was just the wrong option, especially when he had just used his ult. I think maybe it was like defeatism. He was just like, oh, they're gonna kill me. I might as well try to get some damage off. But I don't know. I think he could have lived that. What can you do? Centaur got himself the quick Vanguard. It's not gonna help that much when you pierce the veil, but you know what? You know how it goes.
2k HP at 10 minutes is kind of nuts.
It's true. I just wish he had gotten it by different means. The Vanguard is probably not going to be too helpful this game. They're like posturing here for the Dire, like they're about to gank the lemon grab here. They do get her. They're using the ult here. It's like they couldn't decide what they wanted to do. Two guys were running away when they started that ult. Whimsical goes in. It's the rest of the team on the job.
no,
They're going to get the kill
yeah.
on lemon grab. Shakiro is coming through the twin gates. He's going to drop the most casual ult in the world. I believe the idea was to have the Centaur stomp on that, but even if he wasn't silenced, he did not have
Pocket?
that off cooldown. And yeah, Pocket's just gonna die. Everyone's gonna
They're just
die.
gonna wipe him.
3 for 0 here.
Blue
And
And
they
they denied
support.
Watkins.
So 3 for 1.
Nice.
Which is nigh. That was really scary at the start. I'm glad Whimsical Dragon set the good example there by actually going in. It really looked like that was going to be Centaur hits ult and everybody, like 2 of them run away for a second, but they did pull it out, pull it around.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Ooh, 12 to 5, 4K net worth lead for the Dire,
Radiant's
which is
bottom
like
tower has fallen.
where they should be. And I think they have a DKP1. Like, don't get me wrong, Muerta is not the most amazing in-game hero in the universe. She's no Atom Bomb. She's no Doomsday Clock. But against DK, most pause ones are Doomsday Clock. Muerta is
Dire's
not an
middle
exception to
tower
that.
is under attack.
You know. So you really want to be up at this point. Good that they are. La has been playing a pretty aggressive game.
Pretty
And
early
is-
Maelstrom timing too.
And
3:12
is
minutes.
Yeah, I mean, he's
doing great for it. And this is a good start.
2K up.
If you're going to win this game as the Heroine team, the
Radiant's
money
bottom
has to look
tower
like
is
this
under
right now.
attack.
But this gets to the little tricky part about running these kind of early game oriented. I like that, the big matchup for the Illusion Rune. But that's kind of the tricky thing about these early game matchups is this is now the important part, is turning that money into a lead. Because that's what this Heroine team has to do. They have to turn this money lead into an insurmountable one. They have to start balling with this, right? If they don't start balling with this, if they don't start cutting off this map, they don't start taking map control, they don't start getting aggressive about fights and getting aggressive about pushing, this game's gonna go real
Smoke
bad.
on a
at the
Heroine?
moment. Yeah, this is really not what you want to see. Heroine, they're gonna call for the global silence here. I think Heroine thought about turning that around and didn't realize it wasn't just the
Radiant's
Quap
top
there.
tower is under attack.
Pocket's gonna chase in the Quap, but to no avail. They're just gonna get out. Meanwhile, with people tied up chasing a bot, La makes the correct decision of just running at this tower here, and Lu, who was not at bot at all, is gonna stay on this lane for a little while to try and get some of that heat back. Nearly half of the DK net worth. Quap is half of the DK net worth. This lane did not go well for her. This might change soon. Have a casual kill on the Jakiro. Okay, it's not going to be casual too much longer.
Oh, they got Blue Jay done bot
Yeah,
though.
they did.
From
We're
top.
gonna take a look at that after Quap
But
falls
Pocket?
down here. Yep.
Oh man.
So unfortunately, Pocket dying did not affect anything, and Blue Jay dying dropped him 2 positions on the net worth chart. Okay, he's just getting over ambitious here. Just got chain silenced in a situation where he couldn't possibly live that, basically.
Just missed on the DK.
Is DK gonna die? That would be really bad. Can we get, like, people here? Is, like, anyone gonna do anything
Oh my
about
God.
this? Okay.
No.
Well, that was abysmal. That was
Wow,
horrific
that's-
for the Heroine team.
Yeah, that's
Not what you
so
wanted.
not good.
No, it's not.
That's what we in the business call less than ideal.
Yep. I mean, DK is still worth 2 quaps, so it wasn't like the end of the
Radiant's
world,
middle
but
tower is
that's
under
pretty
attack.
bad. Pretty bad, all things considered. Blue Jay
Radiant's
definitely
middle
got a
tower
little.
has
His eyes
fallen.
got a little bigger than his stomach there. A little too big for his stomach. Going in on that Grimstroke, who's one of the better counters to this guy if he doesn't immediately just dodge the ghost. And that's not just as easily said as, or done as said. That's not as easily done as it is. So,
Yes.
overambitious. DK died trying to bail the guy out. Not great. You are allowed a mistake. I mean, their lead was really big, so you are allowed at least, a mistake there, but that's a little sweat-inducing. That didn't look very good. Looked a little uncoordinated. The way DK was alive for so long and nobody did anything. That didn't look great. Again, kind of shades of that week 1 heroine team a little bit there. Pressure's on, I guess. This is like the big one. You're facing the #1 team. Arguably, I would say if everyone wins this series, they are probably favored to win finals, even if they're the 5 versus the 2 who's going to be on the other side of the bracket. Heroine. Oh no, baby, not again. It's okay, they kind of struggle to deal with the blade mail. Global silence! Oh no, Quap!
Oh,
Not again.
no.
Gonna Centaur ult here to pursue the Lich. Lich is gonna get a 1-man ult on Heroine. Not exactly what you want to get. Gonna get trapped between 2 ferns. Goodbye, Lich. He even loses a little length for his troubles. DK's close to this, but he does not have Elder Dragon form, so he can't really contribute that much to it, but this is likely going to take out this arrow at least. Watkins, operating on the flanks a little bit here. Find some skeletons. The double Grimstroke Q. Causing a little bit of trouble here. They're pulling out here. I'm not really sure why they're pulling out. The Wraith King is not really that scary, and you can see the Quap in mid, so I'm not really sure why they backed off of that. Wraith King has his Sacred Relic at this point, so even though lane was pretty bad for him, just because he was part of that big turnaround kill, he is going to actually get his Radiance at decent timing.
Yeah, he's recovered pretty decently.
Yep. Top T1 has got down for Brionne team.
Unfortunate.
They denied it, so unfortunate for Heroine. And unfortunate in a way, because you're losing towers. You don't really want to do that as the later game team, but... Okay, Lich is just going to explode. Another free Ent 4 Silencer, who I think is really going to want to get that shard ASAP at this rate. Doing a good job letting the Silencer take Ent off of these kills, which was a nice little organization thing there. I don't know if you see that every day. Okay, can we get it? Yes, we can! Non-stack stun! Oh, no. But... Oh! Okay, no, never
So
mind.
nice for
Die
the
DOT. Very nicely played there, didn't stack the stuns, nothing of that sort. Nice, good play to just keep the thumb down on poor Pocket, who's still sitting there with 4 grand at DK's 9.
Oh, doesn't even have the blade mail yet.
Nope. DK, full Mjolnir, by the way.
And the Muerta, like, just got her Maelstrom.
Yeah. That's good.
I don't think there's anything they can really do here. Other than that.
Yeah, the old Glyphomatic. That might actually turn them away. Man, the next wave is an hour from here. No, they're going to commit to this.
Yeah, I don't think they need to back off.
It's a bit of a shame, because I did waste about half of the entire Elder Dragon form, but... What are you going to do?
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Absolutely
Wraith King takes out
nothing.
top T1 during this time, which is, that's another good thing to be doing right now. When you're not really going to be able to defend this tower, you just go and split what you can.
Best defense is a strong offense.
Yep, 2 guys, the Void Spirit and the Silencer come out.
Oh no!
No, it's fine. He's gonna reincarnate here without the global silence on him, and they got the Centaur and the hero killed, so this is mostly fine. They're gonna lose the Grimstroke for this, but Blue Jay has the Grimstroke silence on him, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, that was absolutely just fine for Lou. It's exactly what you want to do with a Positive Wraith King in that scenario. The global
Lou
silence.
Just shot up.
Global silence on the Wraith King's first life. That was a mistake, unfortunately. When he came back up, everybody who was there was just dead. That's a 3-for-1 trade. It's well, I guess 2 if you count the first Wraith King life. That's a 2.5 grand gold swing, which is a little scary for a Puzzle and DK lineup. They're still ahead at the moment. And them being ahead still means more at the moment. Like, even if they were able to be at parity right now, the Dire would still be de facto ahead for at least a while longer. Like, if it was even, the Dire would still be basically ahead just because they're the earlier game team for a while. That's not gonna last forever, though.
Oh,
this is a nice good pick to follow up. So this guy needs something to get rid of the ghost, right? This guy, he's died 2 times. Both of those times were really big spills at really inopportune times, and both of those deaths were for the exact same reason. This skill, the Phantom's Embrace, has to get something for that. They're gonna find Lou here. He's not gonna have Reincarnate, so he's just gonna fall down and die.
Manta should be enough for that, because I don't think he needs it for anything else.
Hopefully. They're going for the pipe and the Centaur, which I like to see. It's gonna put the clock back a little bit as far as like when this team is going to be like nominally leading at parity, if that makes sense. Like it's going to be making it a longer time where this team is going to stay strong and be able to keep the momentum going, even if the money doesn't favor them necessarily. They're finally going to take bot T2. 20 minutes for bot T2 is not really that bad. So who's that?
I think the full Ace Esports on the Centaur is not a bad idea.
I don't like the Crimson Guard here, but the pipe I think is fine.
I think it's good late game against the Muerta and the Wraith King.
Well, it doesn't do anything against the Muerta, because late game all of our damage is going to come out of this, and this does not interact with damage block, unfortunately.
Yeah, it don't last forever.
It don't last forever, but she's not going to be fighting with that when that's not happening, so...
Fair.
I think
It's a sick Grimstroke skin.
I think I would prefer to see the Halberd here, because you can bet Muerta probably isn't going to be going for Magic Immunity type items for a while.
That's right.
So I think
I
Halberd
always
will
forget
probably
that
be the pick.
Halberd builds out of Vanguard now.
And it's a nice thing
Always
for
forget
Wraith
that.
King. You can use it on the opposite side of his life that he uses his own BKB. So if he uses BKB second life, and you know he's always going to do that, you can just Halberd him first life and make him use it then, or be useless. And Wraith King is going to find the silencer here. Going to find both supports actually. That is the wrong choice. Global silence there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not that bad. It's going to
I think
enable
the
them to get
silence
a
is
go.
fine. I think the TP is what the bad choice was.
Yeah. No, right. Look. Heroin was trying desperately to get his DK killed there. Wraith King. Oh
Right.
no!
Yeah, they killed Lou again.
No
2
mana,
seconds.
14.
2
14
seconds.
mana
Okay,
off.
yeah. I mean, he could have hit Magic Wand when he was a Wraith.
Yeah, he
the
had
actual solution was it cooled down. It finished cooling down the moment he died.
They changed that now. So you have to have mana before you go into Wraith form.
I see.
Dire's bottom
All
tower
right.
is under attack.
A little
fucking
strange.
right
Because that was a
Radiant's
little
top
silly.
tower is under attack.
Okay, never mind. Mortu's going BKB already. Second item. She's not even finishing Hurricane Pike, so... Okay, Halberd no longer good, unfortunately.
They need to buff Halberd.
At least
It's
not
a little
for-
silly that anything in
Yeah,
the world.
It used to be undispellable now. They're dispellable so easy.
Yeah.
Counter.
Like, they statistically buffed it. That's why Halberd has been good, is because it's been a statistically very powerful item with a pretty bad and preventable active, right? I think if they just switched to the parity back a little bit, then things would be, like, arguably better. Like, the fact Halberd does nothing, at the very least. You know, there was the old situation where...
Yeah,
if
make
you
it like
got-
a hard dispel.
At the very least, there was a situation it used to be where if you got it before the BKB went off, it worked. But if you didn't beat the BKB to the active, it didn't, right? Like you had to do it before the Magic immunity started. I thought that was a fine compromise. I didn't think that was bad. There's still
Oh
something
no,
to
they're
that,
gonna
and it's
kill
gonna
Lou again.
Maybe. He's gonna have reincarnate, they're gonna have TP, so like hypothetically that was a whiff of a ice bath. But I'm the king! No, yeah, they're not gonna get him at all.
He just blinks right out.
Yep. Global Silence is going to prevent this Grimstroke ult from getting any worse. They're going to use the Centaur ult to get out of town. I like that. Like, you knew that fight was a non-starter. You didn't have DK there till, like, 1 second ago. They got a good Grimstroke ult off. Everybody was there, and you didn't really want to fight everybody at that particular moment. Not when you were down. Most of your stuns, most of your abilities. That's a little sad, though. Much ado about nothing. All they get for that big go is the Wraith King Reincarnate, and they put a lot of stake into it. Got BKB on the DK. You could say DKB. Oh man, just barely with that Centaur stun. You'll never know how close he was just getting that blind. DK is gonna pop the ult here, try to go after that T2 mid, but Muerta is just gonna push this wave out. It is kind of obnoxious to be the DK here because I feel like, you know, just to make things a little worse for the heroine lineup, I think Muerta is kind of a uniquely bad P1 to try and have to end the game early against. Like, she's really good at just knocking waves over. You got the Grimstroke ult here. It's going to take out the supports, no problem. Lich ult is going to cause a lot of havoc. DK completely sidelined during the entire fight. Couldn't even get a word in edgewise, basically. You can see, yeah, at the end of that, he did 198 damage. That looks really bad. 3k gold swing. Did DK even use the BKB there? I don't think he did.
No.
No, he did not. Yeah, that might be the beginning of the bad times for the heroine team.
Oh no, not the bad times.
Yeah. It's not like over yet, but like this is really the point where you're like, you really wanted to be insurmountably ahead by now, right? It's 26 minutes. You really wanted to be so far ahead that the Muerta wasn't going to possibly come back. Instead, the Muerta is 3k down from the DK and higher than everyone else on the team now, right? Like, it's kind of rough. The co-op is pretty much out of the game, but so is your mid, and if you have an early game team where you want to win and your mid is sitting there with... your mid is sitting there 6k down from your P1 and 3k down from 2 of the opposing cores. You're in a rough situation. Like, Pocket is out of this game too. Don't make any mistake. Like, life sucks for Pocket right now, but like, who cares?
Yeah, Pocket.
He's fine with that. All he needs to do is scream at a fight and do some pure damage. DB's coming out here. Both of these teams are kind of posturing around the Roche pit, which is interesting. DK going for crits here. Foundry Hero. Really give him the business. Both these dire supports look pretty dead. Yep. DK had, Wraith King had absolutely no reason to hit that BKB.
Why?
That had to be a
It's like
fat
your
finger.
9-second BKB.
I think he just...
That was the 9-second BKB.
When he did that, he was walking uphill. I'm guessing he thought that the rest of Silencer's team was right behind him. But no, it was just Silencer.
That was a ballsy blink by Maniac.
Yeah, you could say that. Centaur is gonna blink
Ooh,
in.
the triple
3-man
stomp.
Oh my god.
Muerta is gonna hit all... These guys don't really have any way to do anything about that. Yeah, Centaur is gonna melt in the Muerta ult. DK is gonna try and protest. He's gonna die. Blue Jay is gonna... Well, he's at least going to get the haste rune and run away, thanks to the global silence. Wraith King is gonna pop his first life, actually. Dire kind
They're
of...
going back in.
Crawled this.
Yeah. They're
Or
kind of
not.
positioning for round 2. I think that's a really bad idea. I think Blue Jay thinks he's farther ahead than he is. He's not ahead of anybody right now. But he's positioning like he's going to go in and 1v5.
Is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Instead, he's the guy who's casually
Oh
losing.
my god, Maniac. That was nutty. That was a really great blink.
Makes up for that last one. Did he buy back for that?
He did.
Yes, he did. Okay. It's like, damn, he has a short-ass death timer. Didn't I hear the dang?
Yeah,
So-
it feels like the Dire has no way to start the fights right now.
So the bad news is for the Radiant that getting the buyback there did equalize the gold for the most part and mean that, legally speaking, it wasn't much of a win for them. The good news is that the game feels over now. The Dire don't feel like they can start fights right now, and if it's 30 minutes, you're the early game team, and you can't start fights, you are in hell. That's like
Feels bad.
really bad.
Does DK buy like a Rev Brooch or something here so they can actually fight?
He
Just
was
feels so
queuing up
bad.
Don't,
Daedalus.
that
so
doesn't
instead
do
of-
that anymore. The brooch does not do
It
that
doesn't.
anymore. No.
Does
This is a
anything do that
chance-
anymore?
Don't think
No.
so.
It just gives
Well,
a
that's
chance
silly.
to do
Worthy
magic damage.
Yeah, it's just magic crits.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Okay, they're kind of
I don't
jumping
know,
on
I
Lemon
like
Head
the-
here. What? Alright, never mind. The Radiant are jumping on Centaur here. Did I just get confused what team I was looking at?
No, Centaur definitely jumped in.
Yeah.
Just gonna walk away.
Yeah, that's a nice side. I mean, Centaur is still a big tanky HP balloon. He has his pipe, he has his Vanguard, he has his Veil of Discord, which is like not a huge amount of armor and everything, but some.
I do like the Shiva's purchase. It's good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's something they can do to the Morta during your ult, if she's not BKB'd at least, which she did last time, so, but... Something you can do to the Morta during their ult, something that you can have as, like, a big armor item in a game where, unfortunately, armor is not that big of a deal. That's kind of the downside to it, but... I do think... I might be wrong about this, but I do think Pierce the Veil does interact with armor as you would expect. Because it's modifying your right clicks rather than like a just completely distinct form of damage. I could be wrong about that, but I think it does interact with armor as you'd expect, so it's not like as bad. It's not horrific. Wraith King's going for his own Shiva's card. One good Shiva deserves another.
Dire are scanning.
I had to tap out there because I got a DM and I thought it was from these guys saying that the call was dead, but no, their voice is just Okay, they're... Oh man, this is not you want to go on, baby. This ain't it. Global Silence is gonna come out immediately. All the cores just hit BKB. That's
From
not
the back
good.
line, Lich is dead, maybe? No?
DK pulls out his own BKB, gets rid of the Grimstroke. Where the hell was that Quaffle?
Zoning.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is a massive radius of the fight.
Yeah, it really is. They've lost both the Radiant supports. Quap going to follow. So
Blue
3 for
Jay's just
none.
like, I'm here to pick up scraps. You can fight for the Dire.
Yeah, that was
Or-
shockingly good. 3 for none there. So there's
And they
that.
take Roche. Nice. Smart.
I think the decision to split the fight up there was big. They waited on the Global Silence. I don't know if you noticed. They waited until the Grimstroke ult was already out to hit the Global Silence. Just hit it immediately after that, and thus nothing actually like happened to from that ult. Right? Like it was fine. So they bought some time. They played that fight really well. Bought some time. I was really worried when it started with them going on Wraith King, because if that had just started by everyone killing Wraith King again and then just sitting there running at 0.5 miles per hour while he reincarnates and his whole team kills everybody, would have been bad. But put him back on the map here. Put Love back in the first place where he really wants to be. They're gonna find Lemon Head here, but they really don't have any opportunity to kill him right now. Shiva's nearly done on the Centaur War Runner. Ag's next item for Quap. Pretty ambitious to pick up an expensive thing like that, shouts the tram when you're down pretty hard. Like, this is a sad thing, like, Blue Jay is down pretty hard right now. He's down pretty far from the rest of the lineup. Quap is below him, like, pretty considerably, like, she is
like
really not in
3K.
this game. It was getting dangerously close to a 10k net worth disparity between Quap and the DK. Which is especially scary because it's like, I think that's why this game is still a game, right? Like, if Quap was, you know, in the reality where Quap is where Centaur is, like, this game sucks for the Dire. Like, Quap being able to just run around, blow people up in fights. She's on XP parity, for example. She's able to pick up, like, the Ags earlier, pick up the Silency Blink. Then life is just hard for the Dire, but because she's behind, that's pretty much the avenue they've got in, which isn't like owning pocket. I do think this is kind of off the, you know, the kilter of heroes that he does best with, but it's not a knock on him. They just have done a very good job keeping the thumb down on the Quap this game, so you can't knock him that much for it. Maniac is now online. He is choosing not to watch this game though.
Alright, friends, I am being begged to play some Dota.
Tell him to watch the goddamn stream.
I'll
Okay, is anybody who's
touch,
begging you, everyone who's begging you, tell it like in this game, are any one of those guys in this game?
No.
Okay, good, because if that was the case, I would really kick both your and their asses.
Nope. Alright. Adios, amigos.
Mutual Shivas. This guy's gonna get flamed for leaving for the rest of the stream. Mutual Shivas there accomplished nothing but reveal that these two pretty much finished at the exact same time.
And they part ways.
Both teams, yeah, pretty anxious right now. The Radiant just got donked, so you can understand that. The Dire just got one victorious team fight after a long time of being on their asses, so you can understand that. Resident Pulse got the Ags there. That's a pretty big power spike. I think maybe their last, like, really big power spike on this, so next fight is going to be pretty big. We've got the ult, the global silencer, great, Jakiro Macapire. Wraith King burning up, pops the BKB to stop it. Law's gonna die. That's his.
Wastes the dragon form.
Yeah, that's the end of his dragon form, and that's his Aegis. And it kind of looks like he's gonna double die. They're gonna get Quap, but boy, it's does not feel like a great trade.
No. 3 for 1 with the Aegis.
You mean 4 for 1? Maniac
Yeah.
pursuing
There's no way they catch the Void Spirit.
Yeah, but they're not gonna get him. They did have to buy back again on Lich, but again, it's a 4 for 2 trade. That felt it just, well, actually 5 for 2 because he had the Aegis. That felt horrific. Gold lead is now in the hands of the Radiant. This one is they clawed it back for a minute, but I think it's gone now. I think it's all said and done. They really...
And he didn't even get the tower.
It feels like this is just the story of the year with this Brionne team, but they really had no way to actually kill the Mortar during her ult, and the Mortar just killed everyone during it. Like, they have no method on this team of actually dealing with that. Well, that's not true. They have no method of dealing with it when the BKB is active. When it's not active, she doesn't do anything. But the problem is that these fights are only lasting as long as the BKB. Like, the Dire team just has to kind of get in, get out, right? They're like a very fast-paced fighting lineup, especially building around that global silence. So, like, that really almost plays to the game where to goodbye, Brionne. At least she gets compensated with the shard. But it's really the exact game that, like, the Muerta wants to play, because they have to fight around the global silence, and guess what? She has a way to deal with that. Global silence, 5.25 seconds. Pierce the Veil, 10 seconds. So the entire global silence, she's in Pierce the Veil and Magic Man. And they can't really deal with that. They do not have the right options to deal with that. I think not banning this hero against this team is like a big blunder. You really want to get rid of this particular hero against these guys.
They also had the whole draft draft around them, and
Yeah,
because
it didn't
the
really
Naruto
do
was
it.
pick 1.
I think they were thinking. I don't think they were considering. Like, if there's something I feel like that people in LD2L kind of struggle to get with this hero, it's like this. You don't do anything with this. You don't do anything by right-clicking people. You just hit Pierce the Veil, and then you kill everybody, right? Like, that's what you do on Muerta. The
Mm-hmm.
situation that she wants is that situation. Picking guys like the Centaur Warrunner who are going to be more valuable with that ult off than on, I think it's the wrong way to go about it. I think that's why they're in this situation. They picked around it like it was a more conventional Pazlin hero that was going to be owned by, you know, armor and HP regen and like the Vanguard and stuff, but no, not really. Not really. You need special measures to deal with her. Oh, God, for fuck's sake. Anyway. You need special measures to deal with it. They didn't really pick it. It's like they picked what would have been an awesome lineup if it was like a Drow Ranger in that slot instead. Or like, I don't know, like, I was about to say an Ursa, but that's not really the solution to Ursa either. He also pretty much just, you know, armor is kind of also his...
Doesn't care.
You know what I mean? Just like a Drow Ranger, like a Pazlin Sniper, like a Pazlin Shadow Fiend. You know what I mean? They picked like that. Not really the way they wanted to go about it. It's not really that kind of hero. It's a different cat. It's a different world playing and banning around this hero. They didn't really respect it enough. I think the idea was that the Global Silence was supposed to put the stop to that, put the thumb down on that, but she just got BKB immediately, and they had no recourse to that. Like, there was not really any way to punishing that.
Maybe just waiting for the 6-second BKB is your timing, and then once that's off, just stun her for the rest of Pierce the Veil.
Yep. Only problem is that by the time she's got 6-second BKB, you've also got 6-second BKB, so...
Right.
Not ideal, this. Starting to dangerously get close to DK in 3rd place. That's really bad.
Yeah, Mercha has like 2.5k up on the DK right now, so...
2.5k on the DK, has a level on him. Silencer is going to get jumped by 5 here. Wraith King is going to intimidatingly pop the Shiva's guard and hit nobody. I just wanted to cool off. It's the middle of summer. What are you gonna do? Quap has finished the
Radiant's
Axe.
bottom tower is under attack.
I think the shard is actually more helpful for her here, because both of these teams are very skill dependent. I mean, that in the way of using their skills, not like high effort heroes. But both these teams are very dependent on using their skills, and the Quamp shard blank is gonna really screw with this. Like, Silencer doesn't really have defensive items, he just got 4 staff going all in on Ags. Jakiro has a Glimmer Cape, that's not going to stop you from getting silenced, right? Also has his own Ag, so, you know, has a big cool magnifier, but... Like, if you get that silence, and you can really... Because it's so much of their fight, like, their entire fight is dependent on silence. If you have him silenced, it's arguably better than him being dead. If you kill him, you're running the risk, I mean, you don't... Not necessarily going to happen every time, but you don't know. You're always running the risk he just immediately buys back in its soul. But if he's just sitting there silenced for an entire fight, you know he can't do that. You know what I mean? They're gonna find Jack here. Winter's gonna pop in, just get rid of him.
No way he stays alive.
Invisibility is very nearly invincibility, but the supports actually had dust. Maniac even had dust, if you can believe that. Maniac had dust, and Brionne had dust, and they both used it. Nice. Brionne didn't even get credited for it. Who is the co-noob? That is Tiki. Who, I don't think you've ever interacted with.
I interacted with him 3 weeks ago.
Oh, what did... Oh yeah, you were on cast with him, weren't you? For a little while, and Carp sounded like he was on his phone, and then he fell asleep. Fell asleep in the middle of the game, by the way. That's only happened once with the guy I used to do Wednesdays with. He just fell asleep at the start of some game 2. Like, very beginning of some game 2. It was just me doing solo commentary the whole time. They've got Aegis on the Muerta. I honestly don't agree with that. I think they should have put it on Quap because they can't kill this Muerta.
Right.
Can't kill this Muerta, and they're never going to kill the Wraith King. There's one core who's like even mortal in these fights.
Yeah, you have 8 deaths on the Quap, and how many deaths on the Mortar? Like 2, 3?
Yeah,
If that?
you have more deaths on the Quap than you do on the Wraith King and the Muerta combined. I
Yeah,
would guess
give that person the Aegis.
even if you included reincarnations on the Wraith King, it would probably only be a tie. Yeah.
And
Grimstroke
it's
gets
44
the
minutes
axe.
into the game, and they still have a null talisman. Just give them the Aegis for that. Could be so much more value.
They silenced this guy. They are not going to go in on that, though, which they're right to do, because they're down the Wraith King, anyway. Just stomp somewhere just to show her who's boss. Oh, that was a nice call there. Figured that there would be people in the secret shop, and there were.
Just a whole lot of posturing, nothing happening. That's not the person you want to go on, I feel like.
Well, it's the person he went on.
And now you're soloed out from the rest of your team. BKB forced.
Yeah. It's actually pretty bad here.
For nothing. I mean, you don't die, but...
You don't die, but now you can't fight anymore because you just used a BKB on the Void Spirit. Not only did he use a BKB, that was his BKB reveal, by the way.
Yeah, and now you're half health, half mana. Doesn't feel good at all.
No. But the Dire are playing this super slowly. I think maybe overcautiously. Not that they lose much by being overcautious right now or anything. Make no mistake. But they are creating a scenario where, you know, potentially... The Dire get to farm for, like, the best possible advantage, right? The Dire get to farm for that. When you take so long to commit to a push. Pretty bad.
BKB Perseveral used, but they're getting kited pretty well.
Yeah, they just...
Now she's right-clicking. There she goes.
They can't actually see the DK, I don't think. I think he was Glimmer Cape there. They didn't have protection. They trade the supports here. The DK... Gee, I wish you had Aegis on the person who died. Oh well. The DK is going to go down. I guess you're not that sad about it, considering that the Muerta did actually also go down there. And is in fact going to double die. Going to hit Refresher Orb and kill... Are you kidding me? No.
Oh no.
What's going to happen? Alright. And then she just explodes. Sure, why not? No, he doesn't make it. He dies. Alright.
That looks so close to being so good. And then it was a 2v5 or 2v4 turn.
So overall, it's a 5-for-5 trade. The winner is Wraith King, who lives. I guess 5-for-6. Yep. 5-for-6 is the Aegis and Redeath on the Muerta. But that's exactly what I was saying there. That it was hesitation on the part of the Radiant there, unfortunately. They just took so long to, like, decide what they were doing. Let's just concentration lapse. He just went over here, which was suicide. And because of that, that turned from a fight where they really should have just gotten, like, 5-for-0 to a fight where they had to lose their entire team to get the job done. It's, there's something about being decisive. Sometimes you have to shit or get off the pot.
Don't spend 30 minutes on the toilet.
Richard Nixon once said.
Who?
Richard Nixon. The guy in Futurama, you know.
I've never watched Futurama. I know who the president was back in the 60s.
You were there.
Oh, I definitely was. That was a thought.
I hope somebody's in chat so I can get clipped. But
if only I knew how to chat or clip on Twitch.
True. You just like hover over the video and like click the clip button.
Oh. How you know?
Just for the record, in the 60s, Tiki was a thought. Speaking of thought, I think I'm going to skip this. Uh. Wait. He's trying to escape. They didn't identify who it was who's trying to escape. I can't believe it. I don't believe we're still paused. I mean, maybe.
This is
Oh,
a
no,
long
we are.
pause.
I thought we were just getting that weird unpause replay glitch. Maybe they fixed that in this patch. Along with introducing that glitch that made my Dota 2 like 3 pixels big when I opened it for the first time today. Tags on the silencer.
Going
Tags
for
on the Wraith
the Aether Lens next. I feel like if you're committing to this, the Ag silencer, yeah, go Ag's refresher. Like, that's your one job is to press R at the right time.
Yeah.
I don't know if Aether Lens does all that much for you.
Yeah. Silencing one guy is a very small part of this puzzle at this juncture. Wraith King Ags is big. The heroine team better look at this guy's inventory, because to say like this, games have been lost on the jump scare from the reveal of that item, right? Like, we've definitely
I love
seen,
that item. It's so
seen
fun.
a game or two lost because of the Wraith King Ags reveal that just not being realized until the wrong moment. He's gonna take his first
Wraith
life.
King
Here, just
first life?
going uphill. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
slow
the
hell
range from
down.
DK is just turret from far. It's a pocket draw ranger for 40 seconds and cooldown of 60.
The downside is they didn't get anything, but they didn't get anything but the first life on the DK, or the first life on the Wraith King, and that Elder Dragon form doesn't last forever, so it's gonna happen. He does have a Satanic. This guy is as scary as he's ever gonna be. Arguably, this guy is probably scarier like 10 minutes ago than he is now, but whatever. The Ags is not really gonna be a power spike at this point. It's just too late for that.
Radiant's
Like, it's still-
bottom tower is under attack.
I guess in a very literal sense, it is still going to be a power spike. It's just not going to be a power spike that's going to get him ahead of anybody in power level at this point. He's still pretty much going to be exactly where he is, still a little stronger. Quap is going to scream
Wasted
at nothing.
Quap.
Everyone's going to hit the Shiva's guard buttons. They're scratching Wraith King's back. They're not going to get him. They're skirmishing the Quap. Not going to get her either.
Whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Do you venture out with Centaur? I don't know if that's smart for you, bud.
He's gonna be fine. He is still the hardest guy in this team to kill by a long measure, and he has.
Does have 5 HP. BKB forced on the
Yeah, that was really rough. They just got the global silence and the BKB out for that, and they gave nothing. Wraith King's even
And
gonna
you're
have
still
his
full
reincarnate
health.
by the next time a wave gets here.
still full health. Like, that's best case scenario for you.
Yeah. Gotta be decisive at this point. This is when you start looking for an end as the Wraith King. Like, you wanna go.
Walk forward, BKB.
Yep. And he's BKB's
life stealing.
first life. It's not great. Everyone on the diet just kinda got away.
Okay. You lose your power, but
You
oh
lose
no,
your Muerta.
Muerta's still
Maybe-
going.
Nope. Refresh your orb on the Muerta again. It was so nice she had to jump scare him with it twice. Wraith King nearly died. Glimmer Cape is gonna hit the wrong person, and he's gonna be at 150 HP. He's gonna need to stay near this. It's gonna be Wraith. Everybody's a Wraith. But everybody is
everyone's dead,
stunned!
though.
Wobbled this time.
That's a good Lich Ult, but
That was really, really bad
what
execution.
happened?
Very simple. Wraith King and Muerta went different directions in that fight. Started trying to get different people. When the Centaur ulted, all the stuns were gone. So everyone just got to run back to spawn and be okay. That's a 8k cold swing.
Makes you think. If everyone survived with 20% HP, what would happen if they hit the same target at the same time?
Good question.
We'll never know.
Good question. Yeah, but that was just a very badly orchestrated fight on the Radiant's part. I think they win that 10 times out of 10 if they play it a little bit better. It does feel like that decisive moment is the problem that the Brionne team has, right? Like when they have that situation where they need like an awesome initiate, it feels like they usually tend to lack that. I think they get overthinking in that kind of situation. Doesn't usually avail them.
This is an early
Quap
blip.
is gonna
I think you can get the
scream.
tier 3 tower.
No, baby, no. Okay, this is gonna be
BKP
fine. Global
used. Silence used. I think you just get the tower and back. Don't overstay your welcome.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
Or
Really
do.
that scared him Muerta. They know the Wraith King doesn't. Oh, he does have brain trust. You've got the double Grimstroke, or you got the double Lich ult. You're gonna have the Centaur ult. He's gonna
Centaur's
take the fall
dead.
here.
Right? No. Centaur's
It's
not
going
dead.
to take him an hour and a half to die, but the Centaur is going to go down here. Maybe?
No.
I guess not.
The Wraith King
Quap
goes
is
down.
actually gonna go
Quap goes
down.
down. Marta's quarter health.
Yeah, but
BKB
she
pays
just
the veil.
hit, yeah, BKB and all. She's doing fine. Pocket's gonna fall. Silencer's gonna go take a spill. You've exhausted everything on the. Centaur just trying to scare the shit out of the DK there. Just jumps right on him with Blink Dagger when he's out of cooldowns. But no, that's somebody on his team. So he's got nearly enough to buy out. I think, in fact, he does have enough to buy out this. This Egg's Blessing. He's gonna wait for the ability to buy back on that. I think you can buy the whole Ags though and just replace your treads with that for a while. I think that's probably okay. Since I got Refresher Orb, which is interesting. I think I like that. Feels like a lot of the way that the Dire have held on this game are through good Centaur ults. So having two of them in a fight, that ain't a bad thing to have. They're gonna jump on the Roche here. They're gonna get scanned out. Knocking the silence for this kind of blows. That's not really what you wanted to get with that Void Spirit thing. Radiant are not even going to think about what could happen here. Mouse is going to buy. This is terrible, though. Everyone's kind of on the wrong side of the pit. They're going to lose the Void Spirit immediately. They did not get, like, the guy they wanted to here. Where's my DK at? Here he is. He's hitting creeps. Like, this is like a dreadfully orchestrated fight. They lose one for nothing. Like, they don't get anything for that except.
And you wasted buyback on the silencer too.
Yeah.
With 20 seconds on their respawn timer.
It wasn't necessarily wasted because if you didn't do that, and two people were probably about to be dead. So there's that.
Yeah, they don't get the Aegis yet.
Yeah, but I mean that is like such a small victory for losing the dieback on the Void Spirit, who really does not need to be sitting down for 2.5 minutes here. I mean that guy is not feeling awesome right now.
And yet he's still ahead of the Quap by 2k.
It's true.
2.5k, which is wild.
And in the end, they do get the Aegis. They're gonna put it on Muerta again. They care not for this poor Pocket.
I think at this point, it makes sense since you're in the sieging part of the game now.
Suppose
that you want your sieger to have.
But I think the problem is that they can't have Quap go in. Like, they can't go uphill because they've got a hero that goes uphill and then does a big ult that hits everybody, but you can't use her like that because she's too fragile, too far behind. Like, you don't really want to use the Muerta ult to initiate. You don't want to have this happen because every time Wraith King just walks up to buildings, he loses half his HP. Global Silencer is going to try and save the DK. I don't think he necessarily needed to save him, but it's not bad nonetheless. Rob is going to jump in and scream at nobody. Quap ult hits 0.
Witch dies. Witch is really far in.
Yeah. You got a second ult out there, but this gets covered with the 5 event sites, so Centaur doesn't really take anything for this.
All while this is happening, tier 3 is getting pushed in bot for on the Radiant side.
Yeah, that's interesting. It was
tier 3
almost
is
an
dead.
equalization. They got the Rax mid, right? They got the center Rax mid, but they got the melee Rax bot and got like 90% of the range.
And so that like is just a tickle away from...
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has travels on this lineup. I don't think so. Yeah, nobody does. But if somebody had travels, they could just pop in, hit that thing once, and it would die. So.
Well, that's a good play by the Centaur.
Mm-hmm. At this point, probably an equal trade. It matters a lot more for the Radiant they lose those buildings than it meant for that building, I suppose. Well, no, those buildings, since they took the T3. But a lot more that they lost those buildings than it did for you to lose yours. Because them losing those buildings, you know, puts the game more on the map for your team. You losing those buildings, like, it's not like you're going to win anyway if the game goes long enough for that to matter for you, if that makes sense. They're not going to be able to end immediately. That made that very clearly obvious in the Radiant at this point. This, you know, another siege that didn't really pan out. Okay, this one might though, but they're look at this. They're hesitating again. Nobody is even hitting the tower. They're all so worried about what might happen that everybody just stayed back and let the entire TPs come in, like all the TPs come in. So instead of getting like half that tower's HP, they tickled it. Going for Quap here. Quap's gonna hit the BKB.
BKB 4s.
Nothing.
That doesn't feel good at all.
That sure is common in this game. Like, the BKB gets popped and then nothing comes of it. BKB gets popped, guy runs back to spawn, and that guy who popped the BKB was not actually in danger to begin with. Is like the strangest trend in this game, but it's happened like 6 times. Wraith King going for the Moon Shard. Interesting decision making there, going for the Moon Shard when you do not have like any right click items. I think I'd rather get the Ag Blessing and just build something else in that slot.
Yeah, like an AC would be good, I feel like.
Or, you know, you could get the Shard. But, you know.
This is just fun. The not fun part of Dota just...
Yeah.
Oh, they're getting bored too. Just kidding. Centaur doesn't do anything.
Yeah, not that bored. It's a good strategy from Limit Hedges. Tap that tower as much as you can, right? Tap Centaur Warrunner until he has to ult home. Another Quap stream
on
nothing.
what?
I think that was attempting to go for DK, and it missed. That is
DK's going out of the base.
Got a fake DK made by the Grimstroke here. It's gonna die immediately. Quapping the cheese.
Good cheese.
Muerta is
Muerta's
go
out
down.
of position.
That's first life. They gotta make that ground fast. They don't want the Muerta to just double throw. It looks like they're gonna be okay.
Centaur is just posturing.
The Muerta with the jump scare ult once again.
Gets a hero.
Got the Satanic hard to
Pop
deal with
out,
on the
guys.
DK, but able to be doubled.
Yeah.
Every time.
Muerta is half HP. Getting pretty low.
They're getting the Muerta.
Centaur's doing it.
She's
Muerta's
a
dead.
Wraith. Feel like we're coming out here. Boy, that felt bad.
Centaur is just carrying this die right now.
Yeah,
They just
definitely
can't
feels
do anything with him.
Oh, he sold the Vanguard for the refresher. Bad proof of that decision.
Yeah.
He realized it. He realized the same thing I did at the beginning of the game, that Vanguard never helped him. Except for giving him some HP and some regen. But there are other options if you want that.
Centaur has his shard right now, right?
Let's find out. The answer is yes.
Yeah. I love the Centaur shard I feel like it's underrated for shard wise, like ag shards.
I think I would agree
You just
with
get
that.
so much HP and so much
it's
strength.
funny.
It's so good.
A lot of people underestimate it, but I do think it is also a very easy ability to accidentally just overestimate as well. They're pushing T3s here.
Radiant's middle
Gonna
barracks.
buy back Grim. They're not gonna buy back the 2 cores that are dead though.
These
One
racks
man ult
melt.
on the on the Void Spirit. They're just gonna Centaur ult away. They got all 3 of their buybacks, got a ranged Rex, and then just ran out of town. Good strategy on Heroine.
You can't fault. That's a best case scenario, honestly. Going back to the Centaur shard, I had a game one time and Centaur had a shard into Meepo. Guy had 9k HP every fight.
Nice.
How do you stop that?
Good question. Centaur strength blink is
Meepo
up.
didn't.
At this point, this is really the pertinent thing to look at. So I didn't notice this, but the DK is on dieback right now. DK Muerta both bought back. In fact, the only people
Yeah.
in the game with a buyback left are both on Dire. So this is a great time for Dire to try and be decisive. I think this is really, this is a last
Yeah.
stop on the ship, right? Like, you
Force the
either
issue.
get Muerta one more time and then you win in a game where you really shouldn't have won at 63 minutes, but you get her one more time, then you win, or you don't, then you lose. That's your two options right now.
Radiant are scanning.
Radiant scanning out here.
No. They know where they're not
Yep.
on a big map.
Yep.
Do we have any notable?
Everybody is chasing the stupid Necro Archer. Is this
It's gonna be
game
one of those
3?
games,
This is
isn't
game
it?
1. What do you mean, is this game 3? The stream hasn't even been more than, like, an hour 10. How are there going to be 3 games that quick?
Minotaur Horn on Silencer. Vital Eggs on the Chikiro. Muerta, what's she gonna choose?
Good question. She's sinking.
Tough decision.
Scythe of Ice on the Quap. I don't like that. Just because they have the opportunity, I mean, it's still like bad for the Dire to dilly-dally here, because the only person in the game who's really got that much ground to make is Quap. She just bought a big item here at the cheap stick. That could really change things in a bad way.
Radiant's bottom barracks
Elder
are
Dragon
under
form.
attack.
The
Radiant's
Dragon Knight
bottom
hates
barracks
Necro
are
creeps. That was definitely early. He's got himself a refresher just holding it in his pocket. This guy will buy anything besides his shard. The range drags here just kind of died to creeps. Wraith King has to pull out. 5-man smoke on the Dire.
are scanning.
They see somebody's here. It's really probably not the person they want, but whatever. At least this guy doesn't have buybacks, so it's not like a wasted effort. They take Brionne out on the retreat. That's one down.
That might be enough to get an Aegis for them.
Maybe. They're gonna look
Think,
at the bet.
They do check that. I feel like that is the right play to have the Necro creeps go in.
It's a little scary here using the time, but because every second of this is gonna count. Luckily,
It is a
Jakiro
quick
on his
Roche.
spider legs is going to keep this lave pushed out, which is very important here. I think if this wave is allowed to push into you while you're busy doing Roche, it is really bad. Just no hope you get to the uphill before the Grimstroke comes back. But they are, if they push now, they're gonna make it. But they're kind of hesitating a little bit. It's a little scary. Gonna have Elder Dragon for that? Yes, they are. 15 seconds for Elder Dragon. I think the Elder Dragon is going to be elapsed by the time the Grimstroke comes back if he uses it now, so. Yeah, the melee racks in this lane, every building top, but luckily all the outers are dead, so. Meanwhile, Radiant's got Necro Creeps here, pushing up T3s. Not see who these
To
belong
go into
but-
super creeps.
Radiant is just annihilating the waves. Interestingly, if you notice, Radiant realizes that top is really close, and Dire really doesn't. They're still here pushing mid. They just stunned a Delusion of Void Spirit.
Dire's
BKB
bottom
used
barracks are under attack.
for nothing again.
Dire's structures are fortified.
That feels
Yeah.
like deja vu.
They've got the full kit on Muerta here. Muerta's dead.
Are under
Muerta
attack.
just died instantly. They're gonna try
I think
and
that's a
get
good
as
Aegis
much power
use.
play as they can.
Die back in Muerta.
Yeah.
Radiant's top
Yes. Pretty bad looking. Wraith King.
Looks
He's
dead.
also gonna go down.
Does have buyback though.
Yeah, he is the only member of his team who has buy, so he can't do that. With that, it's still 4v5. Which also got buy in the time.
Cheese ate on the DK.
This is pretty bad because the Wraith King is down. Wraith King's down again. Didn't even get his reincarnate back.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah, what's
Only
gonna stop
couple
you
lives.
without a BKB?
Dies back. And when you look at that, a Lich Ult comes out and kills a whole bunch of people.
Radiant's
But not
ancient
the
is
guy
under
who's going to
attack.
kill the Ancient here. Game 1
Radiant structures are fortified.
goes to the Glyph. Game 1 goes to... For the love of God! Game 1 goes to the Heroine team. Fuck. Just let it go. That never works. Anyway, Game 1, the Knights who say GG take it. Pretty convincing looking victory. I mean, they had the early game team and won in the late game. Oh, OBS is going to crash, so I don't think I'm audible right now. There we go. I think the real Achilles heel for the Radiant there, unfortunately for them, was just indecisiveness. There are just so many opportunities where if they had just, like, they're a late game team. So I understand getting into the mindset of, like, okay, you know, we have more slots to gain, right? We have more items to pick up. Late game, things are going to look awesome for us. So, you know, we have the opportunity to play things a little slower, play things a little calmer. We're going to get there in the end, right? And didn't really work out that way. That it was just an exact it was an exact like display of something I think has been a weakness of this team for a while. When they need to get that kill, right? When they need excuse me. When they need to get that kill. It feels like sometimes they just spend way too much time hunting for it. They spend, you know, there's an old saying, which is perfect is the enemy of good, right? Perfect is the enemy of good. And I think the Brionne team in this game showed that in a lot of ways. There are just so many times. That push at bot T2 that I flamed where the Lich died. The push, I think basically all their uphills. You know, the uphill strategy was just let Wraith King walk up face first. Not ever putting the Aegis on the Quap, I think, was really decisive for them. The one time that they tried to open with the Quap when they were going uphill, which is their strongest possible play, she just died immediately, nothing happened.
Yeah, popped the BKB and did absolutely fuck all with it.
Yeah. There are just so many moments here where the Radiant were just indecisive, and even though the Knights who say GG nominally should have been down at that point of the game, they did keep it alive because every time, you know, whenever you hesitate, right? You don't want to be rash, you don't want to be, like, overconfident, you don't want to just strike out and get yourself messed up. But like every time you're indecisive in a fight, what you're really doing is that you're giving the enemy opportunities to screen for mistakes. They did a great job of that. Every time somebody on the Radiant wandered out of position, the Dire immediately just snapped their necks, right? So I think it was just a decisiveness issue. They just got it together. They just went in. They just went forward. Then there were many times where I think the Dire would have just crumbled like a Danish, and that would have been that. But not how it came out this game. Well played by the Heroine team. This wasn't as like, this is still, to be blunt, a bit of a throw by the Radiant, but it wasn't as bad as like that Ransoms game where they lost the puzzle in Abaddon. Like, it is not anywhere near that. I think the Knights who say GG definitely had to turn it around. They did a good job of it. Let's see what happens next time.